Okay, well, welcome everyone to the September 22nd meeting of the Planning Commission. I want to thank everyone for being here for my birthday. It really means a lot. So we're going to go ahead and get started. It's a special meeting. We also are honored with the presence of the council. So we'll be starting a Planning Commission meeting, but then we'll also begin a council meeting to occur at the same time. So to get the Planning Commission meeting call to order, I'll do that right now. Just an announcement that items 4, 5, and 6 on the agenda will be moved until after the presentation, which is the main item on today's agenda. And with that, can we get a roll call, please, for the Planning Commission?
Bauer.
Here.
Alonso.
Here.
Cooper.
Here.
Marzo.
Here.
Potter.
Here.
McDonald.
Here.
Okay, and so with that, we will also call the City Council meeting to order. And can we have a roll call for the council, please?
Barrett.
Here.
Fisher.
Here.
Healy.
Here.
Kearney.
Here.
King.
Here.
McDonald.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
So let's move on to item number 3 on the agenda, which is our general public comment. So this is an opportunity for the public to make comments on items that are not on today's agenda, but still within the purview of the Planning Commission.
It has been over 15 months since the proposed 16-antenna telecommunications farm on top of the historic Petaluma Creamery began. In that time, there is still no evidence in the public record or in the application file of a gap in service in the 3-mile surrounding radius. Those who live nearby have continued to ask the M Group and the planning department since early June to order a tribe test at no cost to the city to show there is no significant gap in coverage. Each time they have said that they are looking into it internally and that they are pursuing a drive test. That is not the same as ordering a drive test. After almost 5 months, we still have not been given a concrete answer. Again, we ask tonight that you order a drive test from Verizon at no cost to the city. This critically important wireless antenna need test executed by a professional engineer would give Petaluma incontrovertible evidence to make a finding of no significant gap in coverage, which would protect the city from any lawsuit from the applicant. It should be pointed out that the coverage analysis, which has been included in the application materials, is not substantial written evidence of need of the cell tower, as it is only a projection of Verizon's desires and is not based on any actual measurements of RF EMR made in the 3-mile radius surrounding the Petaluma Creamery. This unverifiable projection is fiction and needs to be taken from the record as it is not substantial. This is why we have been asking since the day we found out about this project for real objective data from a drive test. This is why we must get the drive test to prove that there is no significant gap in coverage, which means there is no reason to have the cell tower on the Petaluma Creamery. In addition to the drive test, we have also asked the M Group and Planning Department to request Verizon to produce the completed call logs for this area so we can objectively see the level of service and drop calls. The Planning Department did ask Verizon for the calls almost a month ago, but as of today, they as well as the public have heard nothing. We need to know this information now to be able to look at this objective data. Verizon is not acting in good faith and it will not produce these call logs, which can show there is no gap in coverage. All of this means that there is no evidence of a lack of service in this area that would constitute that there is a need for this project. The burden of proof is on Verizon to show that there is an actual significant gap in service. There is still zero evidence of any on their applications or paperwork that could prove there is a gap in service. In short, the HCPC, the Planning Commission, the City Council need substantial written evidence in the record to support their findings, evidence that will stand up in court. The data from the drive test included call logs is what the City of Petaluma needs to prevent the city from getting sued by the applicant. With this final process coming up in the next month and a half, everyone involved needs this information now. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. I test and affirm that my testimony is accurate and true to my knowledge. So we're finding that the M Group's not taking this very seriously. We're finding that there's been extreme discrimination of the main stakeholders in this project. And those would be the people that are going to be affected by such a huge cell tower. And we are offering many things to the city of Petaluma to put themselves in the very best position to deal with such an inappropriate kind of installation. It is so inappropriate because of the size. It's just a little slice of industrial thing in the middle of a residential neighborhood. So Verizon has now taken advantage of that little thing to try to put in, I guess, 16 antennas, 500,000 watts or whatever is what the capability is, right? You know this, we've been telling you for months. We thought we had a good strategy to try to cut that down to a reasonable size, maybe 1,500 watts, because it's now recognized as an historic property. But we also know that we don't get any word from the M Group at all about how Verizon might be changing the plans. Are they changing plans? Are they not changing the plans? What is their intention? Are they acting in good faith or not in good faith? Well, we already know they've turned down their service at some point, so people started complaining about their service. That's one of the tricks they pull. And that's why we asked for the calls, to make sure that they're not lying to you. Andrew Campanelli is the top telecom attorney. We have a video on our website, scientists, 4, wiredtech.com/Campanelli. It is a great education. I think you should listen to it. He has won 7,000 cases across the United States. Well, he's covered that many. I think he's won about 80% of them. What does he find? In 90% of the cases, these applications are fraudulent, as this one is. It remains fraudulent and incomplete, as we told the M Group it was back in June. What has the M Group done about this in 3 months? Very little. We have left Heather Hines 18 voicemail messages. 1 return call. 1. We hear not back at all from the city manager. Not back at all from the assistant city manager. Not back at all from the city attorney about this. There seems to be very little interest in trying to learn about this project. This is one of the most devastating projects you can imagine for these people. You're taking away their privacy and their safety in their own homes. I think you want to show a little bit more interest in this. We have offered you expert learning. We're giving it to you for free. We need to hear from you. We're going to reach out to each of you individually, and we hope to hear back from you.
Great. So I'm speaking regarding the Petaluma Creamery, the Verizon antenna farm, and I attest the following statements are true, accurate, and within my personal knowledge. The Petaluma Creamery building has been recently recognized as a historic landmark, which means the new proposed antenna farm by Petaluma Municipal Code must be constrained to 1,500 watts of effective radiated power, as opposed to the 500,000 watts originally planned. 500,000 watts is an insane amount of power. As a resident who lives within 700 feet of that building and a representative of the neighborhood, how do we know the city is controlling the amount of power emitted from those towers? Once the towers are up, what is stopping Verizon from deploying the 500,000 watts of power directly into resident neighborhood and normally a lively downtown? Verizon's application states that the towers will be 4G, but it's a fact that once installed, federal law allows Verizon to upgrade to 5G at any time. Neighbors within 1,000 feet, including myself, were told by a Verizon representative via Verizon hosted informational meeting that it's going to be that they can do a 5G and simply a flip of a switch. I'm concerned about these towers, and my neighbors are too. Let's make downtown residential Petaluma a safe place for everyone. Thank you.